Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Carla and Crappy Show. It is week 13 of the 2025 college football season, and you say not such a great week in college football, guys. The SEC schools are doing their annual adventure into FCS land, and I will in full transparency, Ohio State's hosting Rutgers, so it's almost the same thing. On the contrary, I say there is all kinds of awesomeness in week 13, starting with the weather in Athens, where my Bobcats are hosting UMass as we speak. They have a 28-14 lead toward the end of the third quarter. And Carla,
yes,
you are part of the awesomeness this week because you have another thing coming up with your friends at Blue Raider Extra Point. Correct?
Yes. For the we teased it when Dylan was on the show earlier this year. My original date that I was going to be the celebrity guest picker was November 8th. We had to reschedule it, and so friends, I'm the celebrity guest picker representing the Carla and Crappy Show. On this Saturday, that's the 22nd, November 22nd. The show is actually going to be live from the Grove, rain or shine, because there is a chance of rain in the forecast. But we will be live from the Grove in beautiful Murfreesboro, Tennessee at 10:30 Central. That would be 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So perfect for noon kicks.
That's a much easier time than last year's appearance was, as I recall.
Last year, my call time was 7 a.m. because we were live at 8 because the game kicked at 11. So that was a really early morning. I'm much happier with my 9 a.m. report time. Because kicks at 2 Central, 3 Eastern. So it'll be a good time there on Saturday. So we have some work ahead of us this week on the show. So it might be a lighter big boy game week, but we're going to have to. I need to get our collective picks so that I can take that script.
Exactly.
On Saturday morning. So
Carla kind of boiled down game notes that we talked about on our show that week last year.
Yes.
And so there's sort of a consensus presentation.
And because I am representing you all. One of these years, like next year's year 15, friends, like we should make it happen in Murfreesboro this year. Next year.
Okay.
So somebody other than me is the guest picker.
Okay. That's something to think about. Something else to think about. AJ, as our coaching specialist, we should definitely note that not only did we not fire any coaches this week, we actually got one hired.
Yes, the coaching carousel has slowed ever so slightly, and welcome to Blacksburg, James Franklin, who found gainful employment as per the agreement in his contract. So good for him. He is not going to have to, run the popcorn stand at Beaver Stadium next year. I'm very interested here because the ACC is a relatively open conference, as we have seen over the last 2 years. He doesn't have an Ohio State or a Michigan in his way.
Right.
And that potentially turns a 10 to maybe 11 win season ceiling in the Big Ten to potentially being a undefeated or 11-1 regular there in Virginia Tech. He obviously has some recruiting challenges. He is not in Pennsylvania grabbing kids from Maryland and the DMV area. He's going to have to convince them to move to the mountains in Blacksburg. It's similar, but not the same. And I think this is I do think this is an incredible hire. Also, incredible move by Penn State because they did not play games. LSU, looking at you right now, about the buyout clause. And they said, you're going to go find gainful employment. That gainful employment is going to include like all of the, like, you have to actually go get a real paying job. We're not going to let you coach Virginia Tech for $1 million and we're going to pay the rest of your salary out of our buyout. No, you actually have to go get like a proper job with a properly negotiated salary, so on and so forth. And so Penn State's buyout for James Franklin is now $9 million total when it was previously 55. SEC schools are
residents of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you, Penn State, for doing that.
a reminder that most of that number was not being paid by the school.
Being paid by the West Shore Homes guy.
It's being paid by the Sheets family, and it's fine.
Yes.
But this is there's a bunch of SEC schools who are probably sitting there going, "Wait, you could do that? You could not pay? You could not pay $50 million? You could just do that? You can give coaches contracts with actual stipulations and requirements to them, and then follow through on them? What a wild concept!" The LSU one is wild. We didn't talk about this last week. Brian Kelly was fired, but technically isn't fired from LSU yet. Because they have not actually negotiated out the terms of his buyout because they fired the AD and the governor says, I'm not paying any stinking buyouts. These buyouts are stupid and crazy. We shouldn't be doing them. Tough noogies, bud. You paid them. You put it in the contract. You have to pay them. And normally it gets negotiated down, so on and so forth. And you pick the wrong one to negotiate with because Brian Kelly is a petty jerk.
Yep.
And as part of being said petty jerk, he's basically saying, no, you owe me money. And LSU was like, well, here's 20 of your 50. Here's $20 million, and we call it a day. And he said, no. And LSU came back with 30, and he said, no. And then the governor said, well, we're not paying anything. And he said, also super no. And now there is a court case. Again, Brian Kelly not fully fired yet.
And coaches generally, as I was reading about this stuff, coaches apparently generally win those. The universities / states / idiot governors generally don't have a leg to stand on when it comes down to it.
No, it's pretty clear when you write it in the contract. This is what we will pay you. This is your buyout. And if you don't accept the negotiated terms down, that's what you owe. Like the leverage is not on the state's side here, although. This is Louisiana. So Napoleonic Code can do some wild things for you. Google it, kids. So I am interested to see if they actually negotiate out something, how you're going to go hire somebody. But also, in my opinion, this makes LSU like one of the lowest jobs in this cycle. If you're a sitting head coach, because by the way, there's a lot of big open jobs. Penn State, again, not full. You still have Auburn is still sitting there. Auburn, who's likely going to have a completely normal coaching search. Florida is still there. You have multiple schools. Arkansas is still there. You're going to have multiple schools in your own conference that will look like far more stable positions than yours.
Yep.
And that will now expand out beyond that to Big Ten schools and ACC schools. If anybody fires their coaches, as you saw, James Franklin went to Virginia Tech. He's not coming to LSU. So in my mind, none of this is doing LSU a service. And it is reminding people of what LSU was pre-Saban. Pre-2004, Nick, pre-2000, when did he actually get there? Was it
2002.
2002? Okay. Pre-02 LSU was a mess. An absolute mess.
Did not win anything.
No. See also Alabama. But in the same vein, like Saban came in and cleaned it all up. And then left it to Les Miles and Ed Orgeron, like both who went on to win national titles through no real like, oh, he's a coaching savant. Ed Orgeron's not a coaching savant. He's a wonderful character of a human being, but he's not like the dude who's like, oh yeah, Ed Orgeron knows ball. Like nobody's checking for Ed's scheme.
The idea of Les Miles as a coaching savant. Yes.
Listen, he will teach you new and exciting ways to not have timeouts.
Yes.
So
and to eat grass.
And to eat grass. So I think this is LSU is not doing themselves any favors through this. Brian Kelly's not going to do any favors for them because, by the way, how many times has Brian Kelly ever been fired?
I don't think ever. Not that I'm
never.
aware. Yeah.
He has never been fired. So he's not going through the normal shenanigans of being let go as a coach.
Right.
He's used to going on to bigger, better job. And so, yeah, you picked the petty one who no one wanted you to hire, who no one thought was a good idea for you to hire because you were mad that you couldn't get Jimbo. and then you hired Brian, and good luck.
Okay.
So that's the coaching carousel right now. We are approximately 2 weeks away from Black Monday, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving, which is after rivalry week, prior to bowl games. That's when you're going to see a whole lot of various vacancies appear. I may have to clear out my schedule for that day so that I can track all of the news and so on and so forth. But this is going to be something. Plus, early signing day continues to be December 15th. So there's going to be a lot of vacancies and then a lot of people getting hired in a very short period of time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah. Hey, look forward to all that.
Frantic.
But hey, Carla.
Yes.
There's a conference who, as I can look across the board right now, no one has been fired from the CUSA. None.
Yet.
Shh. We don't need to entertain what's going to happen on that Monday. Well, we need to talk about it the games of this week.
Well, we need to talk about last week first.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about last week.
So
Let's talk about last week.
Yeah, so I can continue on this coaching conversation because I mean, if you have not seen any of Terry Smith's post-game stuff after the win on Saturday, the land grant shall be ours. Every interview he has done has been incredible since that loss, or since the win. Excuse me. He getting picked up off the field. He said on Monday that was the first time he'd ever been carried off the field. Well, yeah, dude, you used to coach at Gateway. They couldn't pick you up. They were high school kids. But Carla's saying Gateway High School got a weak weight room. That's what I heard. They're 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids. No, Terry Smith is a grown man. Like, no, they're not picking him up.
He's not a large grown man, however. They could have got it.
It would have taken some
middle
doing.
School, no.
Yeah, it would have taken some doing. But but no, just the scene after that was just remarkable. I'm still mad that the Big Ten Network only showed a very fleeting glimpse of the land grant at the end of the game. I happened to catch it, but it was like if you blinked, you missed it. But yeah, that's going back to Beaver Stadium. So that was obviously my win of the week. And hey, it looks really manageable for Penn State on the way out if they can keep this up. They're a huge favorite at home this week against Nebraska, which is really interesting. And then they close with Rutgers. So you win both those games, you're 6-6, you're bowl eligible. Yep. So fingers crossed. I'm still hoping if a 6-6 Penn State gets bowl eligible, they got a really good shot of landing here in Music City. And that's really what I want. I want Penn State in the Music City Bowl because you better believe my butt's going. That's happening. Go see my Knits 2 years in a row. Nice. Other than that, I mean, if I'm talking about last weekend, I mean, there's one theme to last weekend, and that is holy finish. Yep. So many games that came down to last possessions, wild plays at the end, starting on Friday night. Clemson, Louisville, like we knew that game was going to be bat crazy. Mm-hmm. It was. The ending of that game was just insane. You had a blocked punt. It was a muff punt.
Trouble with the snap.
Yep.
Fumble on the snap, and then Louisville still couldn't capitalize on that. And Clemson hangs on to win the game. So when that happened, and then you looked at the early scoreboard on Saturday at around halftime, and you saw South Carolina up huge over Texas A&M, and some of the other stuff that was going on in the noon window, you went, oh, did we just get did Clemson just Clemson for everybody else?
Clemsoning?
Yeah, did Clemson winning cause the rest of college football to Clemson? That was kind of what it felt like.
Reverse universal Clemsoning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I was thinking because the early window was crazy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Texas A&M just absolutely coming 27 points. I mean, that was talk about a tale of two halves.
Quite literally.
There's a switch. There's a switch somewhere.
Switch.
On Marcel Reed's armpit or something, and it's like, oh, we forgot to get that. Let me. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Go
give give Mike Elko a trophy for halftime adjustments. Like that's like he does this time and time again. Like that was his mojo. That's part of the reason why A&M hired him. Man, did he prove that on Saturday. And so A&M escapes and they're right in the thick of things still. Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Hello. Playing with it. Did you see the sad picture though of the senior from Boston College who went and sang the alma mater by himself because the rest of the team walked off the field because they were so sad. So he went over to the band and sang the alma mater by himself and then sat down in front of the goalposts and didn't leave the stadium for an hour.
Wow.
I was going to go a completely opposite direction, which was Brent Key's post-game interview.
Yes.
Yeah, there was that.
I have never seen any head coach in the post-game interview. Like, he was on the verge of tears in the opposite direction. Like,
right.
Yeah, we won, but like, it was like we won, but at what cost?
Yep.
Right. Like, it was like, what did you see from your team? It's like, well, what I saw was that we gave up too many points and we had to come back. We should have been in that position. It was like the most program coach possible. And Georgia Tech, you need to extend this man right now.
You do.
Yep.
And if anybody says, why did you extend him after that terrible Boston College game? Did you see his post-game interview? He was mad they won.
Yeah.
He wanted them to lose so he could have a teaching moment. They won. Like, he's upset about that. That is what you want from your coach. Now I need to watch this video, but I also need to do it in a room where no one will see me cry.
I know. Because,
this whatever room I'm going to go in will be dusty. Okay, I just want that to be clear. It will be a dusty room. That one was wild. I turned that game on, and they like right as they were like kicking the extra point to win, and I was like, oh, all right. And I was like, okay, they got a spook. They went to Boston College and got spooked. It happens.
Yep.
But seeing that, all I saw was the field goal, zeros, Brent Key being sad.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see. They didn't show any of that live. That was all like I saw that on various posts where I didn't see a video of the kids singing the alma mater, but there was a picture of him standing in front of the band by himself, and then there's the post of him leaning up against the goalpost in an empty stadium. Kind of had a mini viral moment where everyone's like, this is football. It was his last game, right? It was his last game in the stadium. He's a senior. It was senior day.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a picture of him. He's standing in the end zone in front of the band by himself.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Carla and Crappy Show this week. Enjoy the games.
Yeah, right?
I hope you guys enjoy it. Carla, you got good notes or whatever. What do you need?
That's why we love the sport, guys.
Wow.
That's why I love this. Yeah.
Yes. The Sunday football players don't do that.
No, they don't. They don't at all.
So NFL would be cooler if they had alma maters. Can we get like imagine the Eagles players after the game going to some like random marching, like a grown adult marching band, and when they're playing "Fly Eagles Fly" and singing to the song, you can't tell me that like half the country isn't locking in with the Eagles off of that one.
I think the Ravens actually they have a band. They have a band.
The Ravens have a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have a song that's like, oh, this is the one they play after the game every time, and everybody stays to sing the song with the band.
Yeah, they should. And we all know that like I ain't no Ravens fan, but that's the one thing that they get right.
Yeah,
like I love that about them, that they actually have a full band. Like there are other NFL teams have drum lines. Like the Titans actually have a drum line that's actually kind of cool. Okay. That they don't have a full band, but they have a drum line that plays in the stadium.
I don't. The Steelers drum line does not. I don't think
the Steelers have a drum line.
They do. And they used to set up when I worked on the North Shore. They set up in that parking lot behind the newsroom, and they just kind of rode around and play different tailgating spots.
But they're not like a team one that goes on the field.
I know. No,
in the stadium.
I don't believe so.
I'm thinking like
the Titans do.
Yeah, I'm wondering about like, would the Steelers band just have to play "Here We Go" like over and over again after every game, regardless if they won Renegade. Or not? It was just like, you have to believe, sing the song.
Renegade,
the Pittsburgh Steeler alma mater is Renegade.
Is Renegade, yeah, I like that.
Or the polka, whichever.
I guess they do. I guess the entire crowd does sing that song, that particular song. So I guess it's there, but it's like mid-game.
Confirm from my house. Yes.
They sing Renegade. Yeah.
Yes.
So anyhow,
yes.
yeah, and that was like there were still two more games that came down to the end. USC rallying to beat Iowa. They were down 21-7 and came back in the second half.
Fun game than I would have expected.
Yeah, I agreed. I thought for sure Iowa was going to win that game, and we thought that, like at halftime we were like, oh, Iowa's doing it, and then they came back. Give USC a little bit of credit there, and then a heartbreak. Michigan kicks that game-winning field goal at Wrigley. To rip the hearts out. Now, here's the thing. Northwestern gets another shot to get bowl eligible at Wrigley because I didn't realize this. The Minnesota game, also at Wrigley. So we get that again. So here's hoping that maybe the second weekend's the charm. But it was just one of those, like, it seemed like all of the, not the, like, the marquee matchups, but, like, this slight undercard, like, all down to the wire, all wild finishes, all just, it was just, for not being a marquee weekend of college football, it was so good. It was so good. The whole day was good.
I'll say this. That kick from Michigan, he was kicking into the end zone, which I think was the right field.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was the right field bleachers. And I don't think they put nets up.
They didn't.
So when he kicks this ball, it goes through the uprights. Michigan wins the game, but it also splits the section between like a scoreboard or some sort of like stanchion and the bleachers. I'm pretty sure he kicked the ball clean out of the stadium.
Yeah, I think he did.
Which was actually like kind of cool. I was waiting for it to like land in the crowd and it didn't. It just went right through the middle. Other games that we Navy.
Yes.
Navy.
So cool.
Ran
cool.
All over South Florida, winning 41-38. That game was back and forth over. There was 39 points scored in the fourth quarter. Super duper fun. Also I want to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Pitt, you had a wonderful game day experience. Everybody was very excited for you, and you didn't lose 103-10. You lost 37-15, but you didn't lose 103-10.
Nope.
And that's called covering for yourself. You didn't cover the spread, but you covered for yourself.
They did not.
And they basically, Notre Dame got up and just kind of held them at bay the entire time. This is a reason why Pitt is not in the college football playoff rankings. Spoiler this week, but at the same time, still has a very clear path to the ACC championship game.
Narduzzi's point, as poorly spoken as it was, is exactly right.
Yep. They could beat us 103-10.
Yep.
I don't care. We're focused on the ACC championship game. This is not an ACC game. Yes, it is bad, but it doesn't count. And so he's very much looking at it and like, I like where his head is. He's like, yeah, I want to beat Notre Dame. That would be super cool. But if we lose this game, that doesn't really matter to us. Our goal is the ACC championship game, winning the ACC, going to the playoff. That's the goal. And eyes are on the prize, and they have to go to. Let's check. We'll talk about where they're going later today. The other one, Oklahoma. Look at you.
Yes.
Going into Alabama and beating Alabama. I was not prepared for that. I was prepared for this to be the moment where it like kind of all goes sideways. Nope. Oklahoma's defense made life absolute crap for the Alabama offense. I think the total turnovers was 3 for Oklahoma. They got, I'm just looking at the team stats, looking for the thing. Yep, Alabama had 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost, and a pick. Alabama had the ball for an almost extra 10 minutes of game time, 35-25, and racked up double the offense, and it didn't matter. They still lost. It was very clear that like this is the type of game Brent Venables wins you. He ain't gonna win him by scoring 45. He's gonna win him by dragging you into the mud. That's Oklahoma, Iowa, Alabama. That's what happened.
Yeah,
you got dragged into the mud, and you couldn't get out. So no matter how many yards of offense you put up, it didn't matter. You still lost. So good for Oklahoma. Alabama is at 10 in the CFP. Oklahoma has moved up significantly. So good on them. I don't think that the box score is doing Oklahoma any good. They were 3 for 3 on third down. They were 138 yards passing, 74 yards rushing, and 25 minutes of possession, but W on the board. So, super excited to see that. And also, Boise, come on. You had one job. All you had to do was beat San Diego State. We could have had a good time. You had to go and ruin that because you went down to San Diego, and that's the problem. So Hawaii needs to win out, and they need a little bit of help to make the Mountain West Championship game.
Okay.
But they'll be in Vegas later. Anything else, Carly? Crappy, what did you see?
I notes about it within my scope. I can do fairly quickly. Obviously, we've already talked about OU because it was on while we were doing the show last week. We will be able to find out this week, during the show this week, what happened this week.
It's what happens when we push record late.
And there was a rain delay in the game too. So what happens? OU, there is a path. And I think this assumes that Western is in. Western is the team that beat OU a week ago. Win out, obviously, and they've got a decent start on that with UMass today. Buffalo is the next game on the schedule, the last regular season game on the schedule for OU. Ball State, Toledo, and Miami all need one loss. Doesn't have to be two. But if those three teams post a loss while OU wins out, that should get the Bobcats there. So that is doable. It is doable. Really quick, Ohio State looked fine. Issue, Carnell Tate did not play. Jeremiah Smith played only in the first half. He was kind of limpy on the sidelines. I would urge, given my vast influence in the world of college football, I would urge the Ohio State coaching staff, don't trust those guys this week. Please don't. Just let them rest. Big stuff is coming, so don't do that. Finally, the season of the Carnegie Mellon Tartans came to a close, almost, with a 27-20 loss at Ursinus. They did not make the D3 playoff field, but they do. I was not aware of this. They do get a bowl game appearance. This is a thing called the Centennial/Mid-Atlantic Conference Bowl Series. It involves the top 3 teams from each league that did not make the playoff, which is almost everyone. And they play this little one game. You play a single game, and there are 3 games. And so Carnegie Mellon is hosting Misericordia from the other MAC. In lovely downtown Oakland on a Saturday afternoon. So clearly this was a step up. The change in conferences was a step up in competition level for Carnegie Mellon. There are good lessons to be learned here, and we'll see if they're able to kind of step it up and put themselves in a better spot next season. But in the meantime, bowl game, like it, take it.
Nice. It's kind of like it's kind of like the Extra Points Bowl.
That is that's what these two conferences are tied to.
Yeah,
is the Extra Points Bowl. That's why I was making faces if the video wasn't showing me. If Carnegie Mellon is in the Extra Points Bowl, I don't know if they're doing it again.
They are. It's Westminster. Westminster was in it last year, and they're in it again this year. Because Matt posted that earlier this week.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they. I need to fix my notifications for Extra Points because it's kind of broken right now because I was trying something. It didn't work. What I'm looking for is the how that. So I guess it's Carnegie Mellon Misericordia. Did they play to determine who gets a spot?
I don't. These are each conference sends the top 3 teams that did not make the playoff field.
So I'm wondering if it's like 1-1, 2-2, 3-3.
I assume so. I did not look really hard.
The Extra Points Bowl is Mount St. Joseph.
Okay.
Against Westminster, and then there's another bowl happening, which is 2 different conferences. The OAC and the
NCAC.
NCAC. They're playing the Forever Lawn Bowl.
I love that.
love this.
Okay.
I love this. It's on the same day, also in Canton. So that
Forever
game's at
Lawn
1
Bowl, that's
o'clock
good.
in Canton. That's Ohio Northern.
That's oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ohio Northern and Wabash.
The Forever Lawn Bowl, that's almost like FBS level sponsorship.
Agreed.
That's very close.
That is very close. So you have Forever Lawn and extra points. I love it.
Okay.
And the oh no, the only reason I know about Ohio Northern is because that's where my dad went to law school.
Okay.
and every time we joked because my sister also went to law school, and we were like, and she was like, "Oh, I'm thinking about like not going to law school in Pittsburgh." And we were like, "Are you going to go to Ohio Northern?" She went to a school in Cleveland. It was different, but it wasn't Ohio Northern because she was like, "I can't do it." Because even my dad was like, "No, you can't go. It was called Oh No for a reason." Oh no, you're going there. So I was like, "All right, okay."
Kind of like people in Western Pennsylvania, or my dad grew up in Greenville, and it was the joke was always, if you can't go to college, you can always go to Teal.
Hey, listen, Bobcats might get 2 wins this year. Okay, yeah. Let Teal live.
It's just a Greenville joke. Like it's it's Teal is an excellent school
and a lovely campus. I've been. It's
campus.
Very nice.
Yes,
very nice. One more note from last week, folks. Georgia's start looks scary again.
Yeah.
The slow starts have kind of stopped. Defense is looking better, looking more Kirby-esque. And they did jump up to number 4 in the in the playoff rankings. So they're on the move there. Just something to keep an eye on.
I'm only booing because I'm tired. Like it's another one of those, like, it's the Georgia Alabama fatigue.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No,
that's all. They're good. They're a good team. Like they're a good team. Like they should be number 4, but like, boo.
Hold on, I'm receiving this message from the South. No one cares about the Buckeyes. Sorry,
whole bunch of us
just that real quick message just came in from the South there.
A whole lot of people do, which is why Ohio State and Rutgers is big news this week. That's right, because it is clearly the best game on the schedule.
We had listen. You want to make fun of SoCon Saturday? You're getting Ohio State right Rutgers on big news.
I know.
Gus Johnson's going to be saying
same thing. It is the same thing.
Poor Gus.
Just don't play any starters.
Somebody buy Gus a drink at halftime, please, to make it entertaining. Would somebody
Gus
do that?
A drink simply for his own, just for his vocal cords.
Yeah, just so that maybe his
alcohol and a lot of caffeine for Gus, and then we'll be in good shape.
He doesn't need caffeine. Have you heard him?
Got it. That. The breaking news here, Western Michigan defeats the Northern Illinois Huskies 35-19. That is a final.
Okay. And
it means I can go full screen on Ohio and UMass.
We have basically we're picking every single FBS game this week.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
A lot of them, and we're going to start by prepping Carla for the game she's been told to be ready for. CUSA games across the board. I think they're all pretty much, most of them start at 3. So if you want like a CUSA block, you can do this. They're all on ESPN2. Jake would be doing MTSU game?
Jake is calling the MTSU game. It's the last home game. So yes.
That's the one you want the sound on for.
It is.
So, Carla. With the caveat that Delaware and Western won't come up in this list because they're both playing FBS teams. They're both playing big boy teams, kinda Wake Forest and LSU respectively. Carla, take us through this slate, and we'll see what we can do to give you a hand.
Excellent. So I'll officially call the production meeting to order. Okay. So the first game on my agenda, Missouri State at Kennesaw State. This is a banger to start with. 2 Eastern on ESPN Plus. Kennesaw favored by 6.5. AJ Fun Index is a legit 57.5. I will open the floor for conversation.
Missouri State's been really impressive, and CUSA keeps finding these teams. Their first shot in FBS, and like, oh, holy crap! It's obviously well vetted, well prepared teams that are accustomed to winning, and then come up to this level, and they do that. I this is an interesting thing here. Two things to watch, I think. Jacob Clark, Mini Mizzou's quarterback. They have the best 32nd best passing offense in the country. Clark may have he's kind of a hot quarterback coming into this game. His stat line last week against UTEP, 30 of 39, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. It's a pretty good day for anybody at any level. I wonder if this is a point of emphasis. I was looking at different stat things. Both of these teams give up a lot of penalties. They give up 60 yards of penalties per game on average. So does that become a factor? Is one team doing more to address kind of discipline and mental stuff? I'm going with the Bears, I think. With the exception of their game against Western, they've been comfortable in bigger wins and in tight ones going through their first year in CUSA.
Okay.
I'm seeing something slightly different.
Okay.
Kennesaw State, obviously last week, it feels like a year. Last week they played Jacksonville State. I watched a lot of that game. Kennesaw State is, I think, still a very, very good team. I think what you saw was a preview of the Conference USA Championship. Jacksonville State's pretty well locked into that. Kennesaw State, I think if they win out, they're in it as well. I can go look at the various numbers.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
I think
although Western's still in there, which is
they're still Western. We'll talk about Western potentially because I find that game very funny stat line. Kennesaw State, I think, is just the better team of these two. Okay. Every stat, Kennesaw is the better team on paper. This is in Kennesaw. I'm going to go ahead and take the Owls here. Hootie hoo. I think this is Kennesaw State's game, definitely all the way through.
Well, that doesn't help me make a pick on TV, friends. What are we going to do?
Well, you get the third vote. You get the third vote.
I get the third vote. Well, I was looking at defensive numbers because I know both these teams are pretty good offensively, and I couldn't come to a decision here because Kennesaw's defense is second in the conference in points allowed. Like, they're the number 2 scoring defense in CUSA, allowing just 22.5 per game. But Missouri State's defense is second in the conference in yards allowed at 364. So it's like defensively, they're both pretty even. Offensively, they're both pretty even. My gut here says give the edge to the home team.
Sure.
And Kennesaw's been up for Kennesaw is still playing for a spot in the conference title game, so there's some motivation there. I'm not sure Missouri State can get there at this point because I think they have 2 losses in conference. And so it would require a whole lot of help to get them to the conference title game. I don't know. I think I'm leaning Kennesaw.
Yeah, I'll say this.
I don't think that's a bad pick.
No, if you're looking at defensive numbers, Kennesaw is 56 in defensive success rate. Missouri State is 95th.
There you go.
There's your stat to go off of.
Okay. So I will present both sides of that argument because I think Missouri State is having a heck of a season. And I think it's definitely worth noting Jacob Clark. So I will combine a Jacob Clark mention with a Kennesaw State win. Got it. Okay. Next game on the agenda. Liberty at Louisiana Tech. That game's at 3 Eastern on ESPN+. Louisiana Tech favored by 1.5 at home. AJ Fun Index, 45.5. What do we think on this one?
I mean, I will continue to take the haters pick, and I will pick Louisiana Tech here because Liberty not going to a bowl game makes me happy. That's all. There's your stat line. I can also go give you some advanced statistics because those are the correct types of statistics. And Stats of War has Louisiana Tech by 5. Okay. Louisiana Tech's defensive rate is number 12. And Liberty's is number 78. Their offense is okay. I expect that out of a Jamie Chadwell team. They're 49th in offensive success rate, but they're going up against a very good defense.
Yep.
Louisiana Tech's going to need to put some points on the board because they are 84th in offensive success rate versus 78 in defensive success rate for Liberty. So I will be taking Louisiana Tech here. They have the better defense. Liberty's offense won't be able to do anything about that. It will really come down to, can Louisiana Tech's offense generate some points? So I'm still taking Louisiana Tech. They're at home in Shreveport.
Yeah. Okay.
Crappy's on mute.
Crappy
He's
is on
double
mute.
muted himself.
I was opening a delicious can of cranberry ginger ale.
Ooh, it is
I
that season.
It is that season. I saw that in the store the other day. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do that. Tech won't need to score a ton of points. I don't think. Liberty moves the ball well, does not finish. To put the offensive success rate numbers in a different context, they're just 96 in the country in scoring offense. The Bulldogs defense gives up yardage, does not break. 24th best scoring defense in the country. Not conference, country. This looks like a Tech win at home.
Yeah, it's actually in my notes. I had the same thing. I was
Okay.
Louisiana Tech, so I think we're going straight helmet here. Because again, their defense is legit. Their defensive line is spectacular. And their defensive efforts against the run is one of the best in the country, as you mentioned. Liberty likes to run the football. That doesn't mean a successful day for Liberty on offense. So yeah, okay, we will go with the Bulldogs at home. I'm going to step out of order for just a second because I think they're going to do this to me as well. New Mexico State at UTEP. That game's at 3 Eastern, also on ESPN Plus. So yes, you can put this is a nice quad box on ESPN Plus, friends. UTEP favored at home by 3.5. AJ Fund Index when we thought we couldn't get any worse. How about 44.5? Yeah, we're getting lower. Neither of these teams are very good. So I'll take some feedback here. Anyone have any thoughts?
I've said this before. I love the Sun Bowl. I don't know why. I've never seen it in person. This would be a glorious game to watch in the sense that it's going to be sunny. I actually looked, high of 66 degrees. Mountains in the background, and you hope something resembling football on the field there in front of you.
My pick is the Sun Bowl. Got it.
Yes. Go to a UTEP game and just enjoy yourself because, the UTEP's quarterback situation has been odd. Malachi Nelson, formerly of Southern Cal, and then did he play in? Where did he played somewhere else? Who am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Logan Five. I'm thinking of the other guy's quarterback. I'll get to him in a second. So he's been benched. He's still the leading passer for the Miners. He's been benched since mid-October. Current starting quarterback Skylar Locklear leads the team in rushing. As you know, if you're not a quarterback at a service academy or your name isn't John Mateer, that's not ideal. The Aggies quarterback Logan Fife, he's the one began at Fresno, transferred to Montana for I think a year. And then came to the Aggies. He's thrown more picks than touchdowns. Both of these teams are 1-5 in the conference. I'm gonna go with the Miners at home just because they have a beautiful, beautiful home.
This is a very fun game because most people don't recognize this as a rivalry. This is a tiny rivalry game.
Okay.
Because New Mexico State and UTEP being out in the middle of nowhere, these two teams are about 40 miles apart. They are darn near next door neighbors in the grand scope of the great state of Texas and the vastness of New Mexico. It is absurd. In fact, New Mexico State is closer to UTEP than they are to the University of New Mexico.
Okay.
So this is a little baby rivalry game that both fan bases kind of get up for. These two teams are 2-8 and 3-7. They are not great. Okay. No one is looking for excellence here. This is for passion and love of the game, and I'm taking UTEP.
UTEP. I was leaning UTEP in this one as well. I couldn't get a good read on this one. The one thing that I noticed is that both these teams have a lot of really close losses on their resumes. Like this could be like both these teams could be having completely different seasons. New Mexico State's been on a 5-game skid, and so I was leaning UTEP because of that. So especially because New Mexico State was coming off of their nationally televised beatdown Saturday night at Neyland, because they were on the receiving end of that from the Vols. So okay, yeah, I will go Miners with that one. I agree with that one. I will go back now. Oh no, I'll keep going. Because I know the MTSU game is going to be last. So this one's interesting. Jacksonville State at FIU. This game is, I get to do this again because I haven't done this in 3 weeks. Jacksonville State at FIU, 3:30 Eastern on CBSSN, the network of
Champions.
Hey. Jacksonville State, favorite at home or favorite on the road by 1.5. AJ Fun Index is a legit 55.5. What do we think on this one?
This is a reminder that Pitbull owns the naming rights of the stadium. So
Yes,
this
he
is
does.
that Pitbull Stadium. Yes, that Pitbull. Dale, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. I am very interested in this because Jacksonville, coming off of the win against Kennesaw State, they basically own the top of the CUSA right now.
Yep.
Florida International needs a bowl. They need a win to get to a bowl. They have 2 games remaining. Just taking a quick check at their schedule, they have Jacksonville State, and then they have Sam Houston. I think it would be way funnier if they beat Jacksonville State.
Would be funny.
And I'm going to call the upset here. I have no reason to do this. They're at home. Jacksonville State knows they can kind of start resting people because they're basically a lock. Jacksonville State has West. Ooh, they're not. They may not rest people because they've got Western Kentucky to finish the season. I'm still going to call the upset here. It feels right to call the upset, and I don't really have any good reason to do it other than I think FIU is going to put up some numbers. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
You cannot just walk into Pitbull Stadium and hope to beat the Florida International Panthers. Unless you're Jacksonville State and you have the 5th best rushing offense in the country at 260 yards a game. And the Panthers' rushing defense is okay, but it's tough to win a game if you never see the ball, number one. And number 2, your opponent scores at a 93% clip and is 25th in the country in time of possession. The Panthers they're not going to have the ball. It's just, it's going to be running. It's going to be perhaps dull, think like Michigan football. But yeah, Jacksonville State will run them to death.
I think I like Jacksonville State here too, because again, have you seen Cam Cook run the football? He is a joy to watch. Again, unless he's running all over the field in Floyd, excuse me. It's basketball season. I've already flipped the page. Hey, MTSU women
just busted you.
MTSU women are hosting the Lady Vols on Tuesday or Thursday night on campus.
Nice.
Which means I got to hightail it off campus because I'm going to get overrun by people. So yeah, go blue. I like Jacksonville State. Cam Cook is a legit back. They've got a legit run game now. Both these teams run the ball. Both these teams defend the run pretty well. So that's going to be interesting to watch. But I think Jacksonville State's playing motivated right now. So I'll try to see if I can figure out a way to position this that at least one of us called the upset here, but we're gonna go with Jacksonville State as the majority pick.
Before you move on to your final game, OU has scored again, up 42-14, 2 minutes left. That's my final update for this game. Thank you for playing at home.
Thank you for playing along. And speaking of playing along, the game that will most certainly close out our picks, Sam Houston at MTSU, 3 Eastern on ESPN Plus. It is senior day at Floyd. Jake Rose on the call, as we mentioned previously. Middle is favored in this game. That's the first time that Middle's been favored since early in the season. Middle favored by 6.5 at home. The AJ Fun Index is an okay 53.5. Is Middle going to do this at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just straight up yes.
Yes.
Sam Houston has they've got 2 wins on the season. They are on a 2-game winning streak, to be honest. But every single statistic, they are one of the worst teams in the country. Every one of them. They have had a truly bad time. They had a very good year in their second year, coming up from FCS. They had a really great year last year. None of it came into this year. They did not budget this properly. They spent it all last year. I think Middle gets a win at home. Carla's going to pick the win. Everybody's going to cheer. And then everyone clapped. That's what's going to happen. So Middle wins. It's not even a question here.
I just shot at a conference win, senior day.
Yep.
Jake doing the call. I would love to see the Middle just kind of lead into a rushing game. Joey Vadiato occasionally throws the ball to the other guys, so let's control the tempo. Let's take care of the football, and let's get a win on senior day.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because we don't know if Vadiato's gonna play.
Okay.
He didn't play against Western. He had some sort of undisclosed injury, went out at the end of the FIU game. Redshirt freshman Roman Gagliano. It's a really fun story. So Roman and Nick Nick has actually taken Roman under his wing. They're actually they're good friends. They actually started a podcast called Nick and Roman's Empire.
Nice.
All right, that's a great name.
It is a great name.
It is.
And so Roman got the call that he was going to start against Western, and he won freshman conference honors of the week.
Okay.
In a loss, went 25 for 42 for 389. Against that Western defense and 82 yards on the ground. The kid is a good quarterback. We're not sure if Vadiato is going to play. The student reporters at Sidelines, credit student newspapers. Hello.
Please do.
Had a good story about that, saying they weren't sure whether or not Vadiato would see another snap this season, or whether the torch has officially been passed. So we shall see who gets the start on Saturday. There is no word. The official word from Mason is week to week, day to day. That was the last that we had heard. So we shall see who gets the start. I would be stunned if Vadiato is healthy enough to start. It's senior day. I would think that he would at least see the first series because it is senior day. But don't be surprised if you see some split time at quarterback. That game's going to be real interesting. Yeah. I have to pick Middle. Do I have a choice here? I'm on the Middle pregame show.
And it's the right pick too.
I think so. Yeah, I think Middle's gonna get a win at home and maybe have an exciting, as long as it doesn't rain. It's supposed to, every time I go to a freaking football game, it rains. So here's hoping it doesn't rain. Middle, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the Grove. Students who listen to the show, because I know a whole bunch of you are listening to us now. So hi, students. Hi, Dan.
Students. Hi, Dan. How you doing?
10:30 we start at 10:30 in the Grove on Saturday. So get there with signs, because you're allowed to have signs. So get there like it's college game day. I'll be there early for my production meeting, but yeah, we would love to see you in the Grove and we'll have a good time.
Carla is technically not allowed to require you guys to be there. I, however, can.
Yes.
So you are required by the Carla and Crappy Show. Yeah, by Crappy and AJ of the Carla and Crappy Show.
That is correct. That's
to be
Carla
there
is not requiring
for that broadcast.
I'm not requiring anything.
Not required.
Not
required.
No. Too many lawyers in my family. We are
let's
Carla is not involved here.
Nope.
This is between me and Crappy.
Yes.
We are requiring you to go there. What I am requiring you to do as AJ of the Carla and Crappy Show is to go with signs that don't make any sense. Go with a sign that you're just holding it up. It's like the game day flag. Like when Washington State had the flag at game day and they just brought it to every game day. Just hold up a sign for a school, sign for Boston College for no reason.
Look up the signs that the Duck held when game day was in Eugene for the Indiana Oregon.
Yes.
Just a suggestion.
just hold up completely random signs that don't have anything to do with Middle, don't have anything to do with Sam Houston. Say Sam, like, or you make fun of Sam Houston specifically, just the man Sam Houston, not Sam Houston State, Sam Houston the person. Say his statue looks stupid. If you don't know what the Sam Houston statue looks like, please go look it up. It is a gigantic statue of Sam Houston that is on the way into the city of Houston. It is a massive, giant statue of him. Just say it looks stupid, because it does. Do whatever you want to. But don't put swear words. Family friendly. Family friendly.
Keep it clean, friends, please.
Don't do that, and don't tell people that Carla required you to be there.
No,
she did
absolutely not. Because she didn't. I, AJ, and Crappy
I as well
are requiring you.
Yes.
Okay.
Carla, I hope is that helpful?
It is very helpful. I will compile these. So for those of you that want to watch, it's going to be streamed on YouTube. It's also streamed on their Facebook page, but YouTube is more reliable here. So their YouTube handle is MTN for Middle Tennessee _sports. So if you look up that channel, Middle Tennessee News /sports, that's where we will be live starting at 11:30 Eastern time.
The program is Blue Raider Extra Point, I believe.
Blue Raider Extra Point. Yep.
Okay. Look for that, guys. Relatively painless this time. If you're in Eastern time zone, it's 11:30. It's easy. You can do that, and
it leads you right up to kickoff. Like
McAfee's just going to be yelling about stuff. You don't. It's fine. You don't need to.
Yeah, you want to watch me over McAfee? Come on.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. You should absolutely. I'm not, again, no requirements, but you should watch Carla over McAfee every time.
Yeah, I would agree. Or you can watch AJ as he takes us through the Group of 5 After Dark report. And are we going to open the buffet this week?
We will absolutely be opening the buffet.
Oh, good.
Because everybody's hungry for the Big 12. We are going to start, though, on Friday night. I'm just going to throw eyeballs on Florida State, NC State. That is at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Florida State's favored by 4.5. The fun index is 61.5. This is in Raleigh. Florida State doesn't do well when they go to Raleigh on a non-Saturday. Okay,
that's true.
Just a silly one.
This is also a bowl eligible. Both teams are 5-5. One of these teams is getting bowl eligible with this one. I'm just throwing that out there. There it is.
Friday night's gonna get weird, y'all.
Sure is. Speaking of Friday night, at 10:30 p.m. on FS1, my beloved Bows are going on a Friday night. Are going to the 9th Island of Las Vegas. I'm only calling it the 9th Island because I literally, as I was watching a Hawaii game last week, discovered that it was the San Diego State game, discovered that there is a show on Spectrum 1 in Hawaii on the island called The 9th Island that is nothing more than them talking about stuff going on in Las Vegas, because apparently there's so many people from Hawaii and the general overall Polynesia that live in Las Vegas, so they have a whole show about it. UNLV's favored by 2.5. The fun index is a good, proper, healthy, no retching 64.5. Y'all.
Oh.
I do have some small breaking news for Carla and Crappy. I will not be attending this game.
Okay.
There was a moment where I had the potential to attend this game. I will actually be at a work event in Salt Lake City, so I will be watching this at a completely reasonable 8:30 p.m. This is still because it's Vegas, it's Pacific time, Utah is Mountain time.
Right,
so I will still be an hour off, but this will be at 8:30. I will be snug as a bug in bed when this game is ending at a completely normal, like 11 something p.m. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's how the game will go for them.
Okay.
Hawaii's 7-3, UNLV's 8-2. Both are 4-2 in the Mountain West. And this is a key thing. If Hawaii wins out and San Diego State loses another game, Hawaii is in the Mountain West Championship game. So again, Hawaii needs to win this game. And you know what UNLV doesn't do? Play defense.
Yep.
You know what that's not going to go well for? UNLV. Because if there is anything that I have seen over the past season of watching Hawaii football, Hawaii is very, very good on defense. They are stunningly good on defense for a team that you would think is going scoring a million points, right? In the Stats of War CFB graphs, the Hawaii offense is ranked 90th in offensive success rate, but 42nd in defensive success rate. I did not see that one coming at all. In fact, their defensive success rate, they're 21st in drop back defensive success rate, meaning their opponents do worse when they pass against the Hawaii defense. They have an incredible secondary and set of linebackers, like whole gang of just every single time they are constantly swarming to the ball. It is nuts. They are so fun to watch on defense. I'm saying this as a person who loves points. UNLV's defensive success rate overall is 115 and 123 against the run. Bows win on the mainland yet again and continue to secure themselves a spot in the Mountain West Championship game. Crappy, who you got here?
Consider the over and take the Bows.
Got it. Carla.
Yeah, this is a tough test for Hawaii. UNLV's pass defense is one of the lowest in the conference up against that Hawaii offense. And with what you just said, Bows, don't let us down now. Let's do this.
Nope. Micah, go crazy on him. Go crazy. A reminder, he is still a freshman. Just throwing that out there. Hawaii's got a freshman quarterback and he ain't going nowhere. He wants to play for Timmy.
Yeah.
He is going to be beloved on that island. They're going to build a statue out of that tiny, tiny little man. Next we go to, I have to pull up my game list here. Oh, there it is. That's why I was giggling, because I remembered a game. Now, every now and then I scroll through fbschedules.com, a wonderful website where you can see not only this season's schedule, but next season's schedule and out of conference schedules and so on and so forth. And I caught one earlier this year that made me laugh. It is at 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus, and that is Washington State going to Harrisonburg, Virginia to play James Madison. That's right. Wazoo's playing James Madison in the middle of November because they are effectively an independent this year. Even though they are still very much the Pac-12. Jimmy favored by 13.5. The fun index is 42.5, the exact opposite of what we were going to see on Hawaii and UNLV. Washington State is 5-5. Do they get a win here? No. James Madison is a very, very good football team. JMU should probably be ranked in the CFP. They are very, very good. I believe their only loss on the season is to Louisville, and they only lost by 2 touchdowns. So I am very interested to see JMU make some moves, and potentially they couldn't go to a bowl because of stupid NCAA rules. So they might just go to the playoff. Say to heck with this. I think they get a home win here. Washington State has not done terribly well on the road. And this might be a real look-ahead game because they have the actual Pac-2 championship game next week. Game 2 of the Pac-2 championship game is next week. It's technically the actual championship game is next week. The game they played before was nothing more than a non-conference conference game. Just that, look, they're like the ACC too. They're just like they're the same conference. It's the same thing. I'm taking James Madison. Carla, who you got here?
Yeah, Jimmy, I still hope that there's an outside chance we can get them into the playoff. And along with that, I hope Penn State gives Bob Chesney a serious look. Come on, friends.
They'd be dumb if they didn't.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, Jimmy at home.
My thought is, again, for Carla's students, one of you needs to get a Washington State flag and wave it in the background on the show on Saturday morning.
One, just a real tiny one.
It's just because
specifically get a tiny one.
That is the best. That's the best thing that's going to happen to Washington State on Saturday, because Jimmy's going to win this game.
I really wish that the game day was sillier than they are. They're way too serious now. Even Pat McAfee's going to jump into some body of water, take his shirt off, or whatever. It's not the same thing. They are no longer silly, because what they should do is go to Oregon State, Washington State. They should have gone here. This would have been funny too. But they should go to Oregon State, Washington State, and like on rivalry weekend. Yeah. If I were running a TV show, that's what I would do, because I would not make money. Anyways, back to live action. Just random eyeballs, 2 p.m. on SEC Network Plus. By the way, if you want to watch some SEC football this weekend, you're going to have to find some extra special ESPN Plus stuff for this one. I'm only saying this because Mercer, 9-1 FCS Mercer, is going to Jordan Hare to play Auburn before the Iron Bowl. Who knows? If that scoreboard looks funny to you, just remember I told you so. At 2:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. We have Marshall at App State. Marshall needs this to get bowl eligible. They are 5-5. Marshall's favored by 4.5. The fun index is 54.5. Marshall's quarterback has been incredibly efficient. He has thrown 17 TDs, 3 picks. App State has looked up and down, but they've been looking up at a lot of the Sun Belt. They are 1-5 in conference.
Yeah.
I'm taking Marshall here. It is kind of incredible what they've done, given that they lost their coach and like half the team to Southern Miss, who's doing very well this year. I'm taking Marshall here. Carla, who you got?
I'm going to do something real dumb here and pick an upset. I take an upset and pick Appy State at home. Marshall relies pretty heavily on its ground game. Appy's actually pretty darn good at defending the run. Appy likes to throw the ball. Marshall's not great at defending the pass. I think Appy sneaks one out at home.
I would love it. We are unabashed Appy State fans here, but again, what Marshall has done this season, in the aftermath of so much kind of upheaval at the end of last year, remarkable.
Yeah,
they deserve a bowl game. And I think they're good enough to get this win on the road.
We go to 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. East Carolina heads to San Antonio to play the Meeps. No, it's Meep.
Meep.
ECU coming off of beating Memphis in Greenville, North Carolina. The lost it. There it is. ECU's favored by 2.5 in the Alamo Dome. Fun index is a good and proper 62.5. I'm very interested as to that line because UTSA has been stunningly good at home this year. Mm-hmm. Not very good on the road, but stunningly good in the Alamo Dome. Is this a letdown game? East Carolina, 7-3. They're 5-1 in the American. Do not sleep on the Pirates. They will steal your booty. But this is a 5-1 in conference team. They need to keep winning to have a shot at the American Championship game. I think UTSA ruined some dreams, and I'm picking an upset here from UTSA and the power of the Alamo Dome. Crappy, who you got?
Number one, Mrs. Crappy would tell you that I have no booty to steal, so I'm not so much concerned about that.
This is a family-friendly show, kids.
What he's saying is that he doesn't have any pirates.
You are aware. I work in academia now.
He has no.
I don't have any booty to steal.
He has no booty to steal. He doesn't even have pirates booty. The puffed corn thingies,
which is delicious, by the way.
They're amazing, but he does not have any of that to steal.
No, I do not. I do not. Although I should. That actually sounds good. I should get some of that.
I like delicious.
I like Meep at home. God, I can't remember what the game was, but they did a Thursday night or Friday night thing, and they handled somebody again who should have beat them.
That was Tulane.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. That's right. The Roadrunners, I think are in good shape for an upset here.
I'm the only one not taking. I took the upset in the last game, and I'm the only one not taking the upset here because, so East Carolina is on a roll. They beat Memphis last weekend. Meep is intriguing, but they're super inconsistent. Like they went and they beat the living daylights out of Tulane, which was unexpected, but then they just haven't had any sort of consistency. I think the pick here is East Carolina. So,
okay,
we shall see.
Okay.
I keep losing my list. Oh, no, it's good. It's okay. I'm going to get it back. Ready? Because at 7 p.m., there it is, 7:30 p.m. on God's ACC network, a classic ACC rivalry is renewed when Cal heads to Palo Alto to play Stanford. The big game is happening. Crappy's laughing. This is no laughing matter. This is a very serious rivalry. It has historical moments to it. It's always happened in the ACC. It's never happened in any other conference ever. That's why it's on the ACC network. It has to be in the most ACC place possible.
Yes.
Cal is favored by 3.5 on the road. The fun index is 46.5. Take the records off the shelf. Throw them off. Throw them clean off. Frisbee them specifically. Place your vinyl down gently. Do not let it crack. Cal is a much better football team than Stanford. Stanford has been weirdly good at home, but that's been with teams coming way over from the East Coast. Some real time zone shenanigans. They got Florida State. They got Boston College. They almost got UNC. Actually, no, they did get UNC. I forgot about that.
Yes.
No, they lost one of those games. Which game did they lose at home? They lost they beat Boston College. They beat Florida State. They beat San Jose State. What was the game that I'm looking at that they had at home? It was Pitt. That's right. Pitt did not fall for this time zone trap. Pat Narduzzi got him there on like Thursday. He got him in the airport 4 hours early for no reason. And Pitt goes in and won by 2 touchdowns. I thought it was UNC that played them. UNC lost to Cal, the other West Coast team. I'm going to take Cal here. I think Cal just overall is a better team. Jerron Kiwan Saga Palatele got the name all the way right. Got all the syllables on it too. He's just been a chaos agent.
Can you spell that?
Saga Palatele?
Yeah.
Or the whole thing? It's Jeron, Jeron, Kiwan, Kewan dash Sagapolatele, Sagapoulutele. Got him. Hit every syllable too.
Thank you for watching the Carla and Crappy Show, guys.
Crappy tried to trap me, and he was like, "No, he's not going to get it." Yeah, I did.
Well done. That was impressive.
He has been an absolute chaos agent. He's just going to throw the ball down there, whether there's a person down there or not. He's throwing it, and that's what makes him so fun to watch. It is. Cal has been an actually very fun football team to watch, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears on the road here again. Sort of. Listen. Have you tried driving around San Francisco? That is like a 12-hour drive from Berkeley to Palo Alto. You got to drive through Oakland. There's going to be at least 3 lanes closed for no reason. That's a 12-hour drive to get from Berkeley. It might be closer going through the city, but with all the traffic on the bridge,
they could fly. They could
need more bridges. Need more bridges. But I'm going to go ahead and say Cal here. Carla, who you got here?
These are 2 of my favorite things: the algorithm and the Stanford postulate. So how do I pick? I think you're right. I think Cal is the better football team here. So I will pick Cal, which means that makes this eligible for a postulate. How's that?
Ooh. Okay. It's a reverse jinx situation.
It is.
Is this trickier than universal reverse Clemsoning or okay.
No. Universal reverse Clemsoning is much more chaotic.
Okay. While my brain tries to figure this out, I'm going to pick Cal. Better team.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. That's how it's going to work.
7:45 p.m. for no other reason. SEC Network. Western Kentucky's going to Baton Rouge to play LSU. That could just eyeballs on that scoreboard. That's all I'm saying. If WKU beats LSU in Baton Rouge, they're shutting the program down. They're shutting the program down. I will never hear the words, "It's a Saturday night in Death Valley." I'll never believe it again.
Western's absolutely covering. That line is insane.
Yeah, 23.5 is a spicy line. Come on now. Yep. That requires LSU to score more than 23 points, which they seem incapable of doing this year. Garrett Nussmeier was a Heisman favorite early on in the year. Just a reminder.
Yes, he was.
And your late slate is fine. Weirdly, 10:30 p.m. NBC. Your NBC Big Ten game of the week is not at 7 p.m.
Yes, it is. They're going double. They're doing double header.
Are they doing a double?
Because Nebraska at Penn State is on NBC. Yes.
There it is. Nebraska Penn State's on NBC. They're getting a double. Washington at UCLA. Washington's going to the Rose Bowl. Washington's favored by 10.5. Fun index is 51.5. I'm taking Washington there. 10:30 p.m. CBSSN, the network of
Champions.
Utah State goes to Fresno. Utah State needs a win to get bowl eligible. Fresno's only favored by 2.5. Fun index is 50.5. Fresno handled business last week against Wyoming. I'm probably going to take them at home here. And finally, the game I really wanted to talk about in the late slate, 10:30 p.m. FS1. San Jose State goes to San Diego to play San Diego State. It is Sandstorm. Is that a real name for this game? No. Am I making one?
Should it be?
Should be. This is Sandstorm. And yes, that might be stealing some South Carolina valor, but both of these teams start with Sam. What do you want me to do? San Diego State, favored by 11.5. Fun index is 49.5. Hey, San Jose State, I want the version that played Hawaii. I want that one. Because the last 2 games I've seen from you, trash. I don't want those ones. I don't want the one that lost to Air Force and got held down by Air Force's defense, one of the worst defenses in the country. I don't want that one. I want the one that was lighting Hawaii on fire. I want that one. If you can bring that one to San Diego State, I would appreciate it, and so would everybody on the island. You can beat Hawaii and then beat San Diego State and give Hawaii a shot in the Mountain West Championship game. Thank you.
There you go.
I'm not going to take San Jose State here. San Diego State got home and remembered who they were. That's what I saw during the game against Boise. They ran all over Boise. They were hitting hard, and it was like they got to the island and forgot who they were. And I appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and take San Diego State here, even though I don't want to. Carla, who you got here?
Yeah, same thing. San Diego State is really good defensively against the pass. That's what San Jose likes to do. We got a better shot next week at San Diego State losing. So I think San Diego State's the pick this week, and then we hold our breath and hope it works for next week.
That's right. But it's time, though, to open up the buffet. Let's open the buffet.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's a good one this week.
We're going to rapid fire this one at noon on FS1. Kansas goes to Iowa State. Kansas needs this for bowl eligibility. Iowa State's favored by 4.5 at home. Fun index is 54.5. Who you got?
Iowa State only because they're playing at home.
Yeah. Feels right.
I agree.
I'm going to make it 3. I like that. I like that one.
It's the only reason.
That's it. There's no other reason. The buffet will eat somebody. Speaking of eating somebody, 1 p.m. on TNT, Baylor goes to Arizona. Arizona's favored by 6.5 at home. Fun index is a healthy 62.5.
Like that.
I am going to specifically pick Arizona because I didn't watch Baylor stuff a stiff breeze last week. They absolutely got trucked. It was like Utah didn't have to do anything. Every time I looked up at the TV, there was another long play. I was making soup during this time period, and all I just kept seeing, I was like, okay, let me add these. Oh, that's a 70-yard touchdown. 75. God bless. Okay. This is getting out of hand. That was 80. Just kept getting worse. Noah Fafita, throw for 1,000,000 yards. Taking Arizona here.
Carly. Yeah, same.
Bear down. Not Baylor Bears.
Got it. 4 p.m. on ESPN2, a game I thought I was going to have a potential to go to if it was at the right time. Kansas State at Utah. I didn't see this one on the schedule, and then I did. Kansas State looking bad for the Power Cats. Utah's favored by 17.5. The fun index is 52.5. Utah is at home. No word if Devin Dampier is going to start. He has been battling some injuries, but Burr Ficklin is very good at playing quarterback as well.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter. I'm taking Utah at home. There's no reason for me to take Kansas State at all.
Tickets are available for as low as $54. AJ,
That's a much lower number than it was before.
Just saying.
4 p.m. on Fox, we have an in-state rivalry between TCU at 6-4 going down to Houston. Houston's favored by 1.5 at home. The fun index is 54.5. I'm taking the Frogs on the road here. I don't know why. I don't know why. It for some reason this feels like one of those games where Houston's gonna be okay, but I feel like Josh Hoover's gonna have a game. Okay. I don't know why. I feel like he's gonna pick apart Houston for no reason. I'm picking the Frogs here. Who you got?
That's tough. Houston's put together a nice year. TCU does this though, and that's yeah. I'm gonna go with you.
I'm sticking with Houston, but that line does tell me that somebody's thinking this could be the buffet pick of the week. Both these teams have played a lot of close games. The difference is that Houston's winning them and TCU's losing them. So that's the reason why I'm going to take Houston, because I think this game's going to be close. Houston wins at home. But this one could be the upset special of the week.
A game that likely won't be the upset special of the week, but if it is, it's hilarious for many reasons. At 4 p.m. on ESPN Plus, yes, they're hiding this from you, and for good reason. Oklahoma State going to Orlando. I hope that I truly hope that the Oklahoma State kids go to Disney World and have at least some sort of fun this year. That's it. I want some booster to pay for a bunch of giant linemen to go to the teacups. That's it. That's all I want out of this game. UCF is favored by 14.5. The fun index is 48.5. Don't watch this game. Don't do it. You don't need to.
But if you wanted to go in person, tickets are available for $7.
Yep. And it's called the Bounce House, not because it's inflated. It's because the stands literally bounce when the kids jump. Okay. They probably won't jump too much here. I mean, they'll be excited, but this doesn't feel like a good jumping game. This feels like, I guess we'll go to the game this week. Shout out to my cousin who goes to UCF. 8 p.m. on 8 p.m. on ESPN2. I'm going to flip that around. 8 p.m. ESPN2. Arizona State goes to Colorado. Arizona State's favored on the road by 7.5. The fun index is 48.5. This should be over by halftime. Colorado doesn't play defense. They're getting slightly better. They've been playing a lot better, at least offensively, with their, what's the name of their quarterback? He was the 5-star kid, Julian Lewis. He is a freshman out of Carrollton, Georgia. Dion recruited him to basically be the next Shador. He also got Caden Salter from Liberty in the transfer portal. Julian Lewis is their future, and they're putting him in now. He's not going to get some great reps, and he's going to see a mean Arizona State defense. But I think this is a good opportunity for him, specifically in terms of being able to get actual playing time and not just the garbage time. I'm going to take Arizona State on the road here. I don't see any reason to take Colorado, but Julian Lewis has been weirdly entertaining and fun so far. So keep an eye on that when Colorado's on offense. That is on ESPN2. Who you guys got there?
Carla?
Arizona State. Yeah.
I agree. Unless it's snowing or something weird. But yeah, that would be the only.
Forecast says 47.
That's not snowing. Yeah.
That's not snowing.
Sorry, boss.
And finally, at 8 p.m. on Big Fox, number 11 BYU on the road in Cincinnati. Cincinnati has weirdly had BYU, by the way, is favored by 2.5 here. The fun index is 54.5. Cincinnati has weirdly gotten a lot of their bigger games at home this year. They got Iowa State at home.
All of them, yeah.
They got Nebraska. Nebraska was that weird Arrowhead one where Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift went. Yeah. But they got Iowa State to come to Cincinnati. They got Iowa State in Cincinnati. They lost at home to Arizona last week, and I think the mojo is kind of worn off. They got destroyed when they went to Utah, and I think the magic wore off there. I'm taking BYU on the road, which makes BYU a 10-1 team. Like, BYU is consistently good in this new Big 12. And that Texas Tech BYU game, I think, was a conference championship preview. And you're probably going to run that one back. I'm very excited for them to do so. Carla Crappy, who you got here?
You? Me?
Crappy. Go.
I am really curious to see what Nippert looks like at night. I think that's going to be a pretty cool atmosphere. It is an underrated stadium. I'm going to take the Bearcats here.
Ooh. I like it.
Nippert's one of those stadiums that I feel like more college programs should go for. Mm-hmm. It's like a 40,000 seat stadium. Pitt, go build Nippert 2 on campus in Oakland. That is what you should do. You're playing in now. What's funny is their average ticket sales. I'm not saying attendance, but average ticket sales is somewhere in the 50 range. Mm-hmm. So it'd need to be a little bit bigger, but 50 packed versus 50 trying to fill 65 or almost 70 at this point is different. And yes, you're going to sell out the Penn State game. Yes, you're going to sell out the Notre Dame game. Yes, you're going to sell out the West Virginia game. But wouldn't you want a more full feeling stadium when you a Miami comes to town, a Georgia Tech comes to town, an NC State comes to town, than what you have inside of Heinz Field? Plus, on campus, you should have done that. Building the Pete was good, but you killed a good stadium that you had to do it. So, anyways, that's just my aside about Nippert Stadium. I really like it just conceptually. Carla, who you got here?
We talked last week about how BYU typically goes on the skid in the latter part of the season. Obviously, that didn't happen last week with that huge win over TCU, but you know who is skidding? It's Cincy. Cincy playing the role of BYU. They've now lost 2 straight. I like the Cougars on the road.
There's a lot of Catholics in Cincinnati that would take offense to being called Mormons, but yeah. That's a family-friendly show. That's just factual statements. You can go look at the
True.
census.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But I feel like these. I got my big boy pants on. Let's go.
Big boy pants.
Big
Large
boy pants for big boy games.
Large youngsters. All of these games are on Saturday, so we don't have to mess around with that. We will begin at noon. Not in Columbus, but in Norman, Oklahoma, on the American Broadcasting Company, Missouri, the big Missouri, at Oklahoma. The Sooners are favored by 7.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 42.5. AJ, we're just going to get this out of the way right away, because I know that you look at that number and you're like, what do you think is going to happen here?
I feel like Oklahoma. Who does Oklahoma finish the season with? They finished the season with LSU. This is their last big game of the season. I feel like they need to put a stamp on this one because Oklahoma, LSU, they get LSU at home, I believe, as well to finish the season.
They close home and home, yeah.
They close home and home. So it's not like, they got to go to Baton Rouge to close out the season. Obviously, they need to keep winning they're not going to make the SEC championship game, I don't think. I need to go look at the numbers on that one. But Missouri had a good run, but then Vandy beat you, and it's not been great ever since. I'm taking the Sooners at home.
Carla, what do you think?
Yeah, same thing. But here's a debate starter for you. Was Oklahoma's win over Bama the biggest statement of last weekend? Like,
Was
it's
it
an interesting question.
or just like a really interesting way to create a sentence? Right? Like, it wasn't so much like we went in there and we won. It was like you went in there and you got some turnovers, but like Bama's defense didn't let you do a ton either.
Mm-hmm.
True, but we knew that. Like, I think it felt to me like it was a big statement for Oklahoma's defense. Like, we knew Oklahoma's defense was good, but if you can slow down that Alabama offense, to me, it felt like Oklahoma's win was a bigger statement to me than Georgia's.
Okay.
Because like we knew Georgia was pretty good. So that was just my take on that situation. But yeah, so Oklahoma's got some momentum now, and they need to keep going, right? And they need to keep proving that they deserve to be in the conversation in the playoff because they're on the skirts of the SEC title game. So you've got to win to give yourself a shot at the playoff. Now, yeah, they're sitting at number 8 now, which is way better than they were. But when it's a 12-team playoff and you're going to get an automatic berth out of your conference champions, you want to be like 6, 7, 8 to be able to like guarantee your spot in. You don't want to be on that bubble. The challenge here is that Mizzou has been injury plagued. Bo is out. He's not playing anymore. And if you had a Bo quarterbacked Mizzou team, this game would be really interesting. I just don't think Mizzou has the bench depth to be able to keep up with that Oklahoma defense. So I'll take the Sooners at home.
Interesting thing. The committee would never say that style points matter, but they kind of do. They kind of do. And AJ, your point about making a statement in this game, and closing up both games with wins that are solid or better. And this is the one where you really would make some style points, given the season the Tigers have had. To be successful on Saturday, Missouri would need to have Bo, and this game would need to be in Columbia, and that might not even guarantee the win. Oklahoma's gonna take this one at home.
I've run some quick numbers here.
Yeah.
And would you like a very funny scenario?
Please.
Absolutely.
Okay. Texas A&M beats Texas. They go 8-0 in the conference. They're in the SEC championship game. Bama beats Auburn. They're 7-1 in conference. Georgia beats Georgia, I believe, is done in their SEC play. They are 7-1 in conference. They are locked in because they're playing, I forget who they're playing this week, and then they play Georgia Tech.
And they got Tech. Yeah.
Ole Miss has the Egg Bowl, and let's pretend that they just magically win the Egg Bowl. You now have 3 7-1 in conference teams in Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. Who gets in to the championship game? Alabama beat Georgia, so there's your head-to-head, but
right.
That doesn't count in a 3-team scenario because Alabama didn't play Ole Miss. So now you go to the next tiebreaker, which is conference opponent win percentage, aka the ain't played nobody Paul percentage ranking.
Okay.
And assuming all of those results play out, Alabama is in over Georgia because they have a higher conference opponent winning percentage. So Georgia, who looks scary as heck right now and is super duper in the playoff, doesn't make the SEC championship game because they lost one conference game, and didn't make the SEC championship game because they ain't played nobody. They're ahead of Ole Miss, who definitely has not played anybody, but Bama's ahead of them. The conference opponent winning percentage of Alabama opponents is 500. Georgia's is 453. So there you go. Yeah. There's your very funny, silly math that happens. And I just love they immediately go to who played somebody as a tiebreaker metric. Carry
on. Also at noon on ESPN2, Louisville at SMU. The Ponies are favored by 3.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is Midland Fun 53.5. Carla, you're up. How's this going to go?
Yeah, this one's intriguing because let's see how Louisville responds. Right. The end of that Clemson game was absolutely wild. Now you have to regroup and go play a sneaky good SMU team in their house. SMU is playing to stay potentially alive in the ACC title game race. So they're going to have some momentum here. I'm going to take SMU at home, but this one's like super intriguing. Like we had our spidey senses up for Louisville Clemson last weekend. Right. My spidey senses are again raised for this one. Keep your eyes on this one, but I'm going to take SMU at home.
Okay. AJ, what do you think?
I am going to take Louisville, if only because I'm really stirring the pot on some chaos here.
Yeah, it would absolutely stir some pot, some chaos.
If SMU beats Louisville and Pitt beats Georgia Tech, we'll talk about that game in a second, and then Pitt beats Miami, it's a Pitt-Virginia ACC championship game. Who saw that coming at the beginning of the year when we were all like, oh, well, Clemson returns 80% of the team. Yeah. And, oh, look, Miami is destroying everybody in their path. Oh, yeah, your ACC championship game is Virginia Pitt. Good luck. Like, I love you, ACC. You're just as silly as the Big 12. We just don't talk about you that much. We should. Next year, we might have to do the pig picking instead of the buffet. So, see how I did that? See how I did that?
Tempt me with a good time.
I am going to go ahead and take Louisville here, if only because I want more chaos.
Okay. I let it not be said that the Mustangs aren't gracious hosts. They give up an average of 400 yards per game. If you're talking about overall defense, that's convenient because Louisville's offense is averaging 399.8 yards per game. I don't. So those just cancel each other? I don't know how that works. The problem with Louisville, they come in reeling. 2 straight losses. Looks like SMU seems to have recovered from its stumble against Wake a few weeks back. I think those trends continue. I think SMU is going to win this one at home. Of these games, this is the one I am looking forward to the most. 3:30 on CBS. Number 15 USC at number 7, Oregon. The Ducks are favored by 10.5 points at home. The AJ Fun Index is 59.5. AJ, that's a good fun index for a Big Ten game. How's this one going to go? You just muted.
That's because this is a Pac-12 game. This is not a Big Ten game. Don't kill yourself that. Don't give the Big Ten this type of credit. Cal and Stanford, traditional ACC rivalry, USC, Oregon, Pac-12 game. That's how this works. Okay?
I see.
I love this game. Yeah. USC, I watched all of the USC Iowa game because I was super intrigued by the Kirk Ferentz weather machine at full tilt in Los Angeles. It was boring the entire time. USC weathered, oh God, I'm going to do the pun anyways. They weathered the storm. See how I did that?
That was nice.
They were down early to Iowa. They came out after the half and played lights out football. Their defense was hitting. They were tackling. They were scoring points. Everything that was going wrong in the first half started to go wrong for Iowa. I really wish Weejan's foot was in bounds by like a centimeter or two and not out of bounds by a centimeter or two, because I thought it was like one, that was an incredible catch. And he just was just ever so slightly out of bounds. I think Iowa potentially has a shot to win the game at that point.
Yeah.
USC is showing some mettle. Something I haven't said about a Lincoln Riley team in a very long time.
If ever.
Jordan Mailata is that dude. And it's not going to rain, because where does it not rain?
It never rains at Eugene.
It never rains in Autzen. And yes, it does from time to time. It fogs in Autzen a lot. I'm still going to take the Ducks at home. This is going to be an incredibly entertaining game. And Oregon's still going to come out on top, but you should absolutely be watching this one.
Carla, what do you think?
So the one upside to game day going to do this game is that we get another morning of the duck. So at least you get that going for us. So watch duck signs, because that'll be funny. I don't know. To me, this feels like a pretty secure Oregon win, just because I like the Oregon defense. I watched that defense a lot against my Knits, right? And like, that's a real good defense against the pass, who likes to throw the ball a whole heck of a lot. That would be USC. Oregon's secondary has the dudes to keep up with those receivers. The other thing that's interesting in this is that this is a lunchtime local kick. Like, it's a 3:30 Eastern, so you're not going to have the atmosphere, the mystique. Like, it's not going to be there. It's going to feel like, that's the reason why this game feels kind of like, I'm not as excited about this game. Like, I think it could potentially be good, but like, the atmosphere is not going to be there, and the Oregon defense is good. I like the Ducks, and I like them to cover.
Okay, I've been really impressed with Southern Cal. Lincoln Riley's has always had some big name guy to lean on, and it seems like so much attention is paid there that the rest of the team is sort of an afterthought, and it had not worked. This team is not that, and they found a solid quarterback. Kid's good. I think it feels like the kid's going to be good. They have talent on the edges, especially. And the defense is coming. Lincoln Riley, to give him credit, is putting together a nice team at USC. And you know, it's tempting to look at Southern Cal and what they've done and think, oh yeah, this is an upset possibility. But what I think some of that is reaction to the shine is sort of off Oregon, and to be honest, off Autzen since the loss to Indiana at home. That's still a terrific offense, and well balanced. There are no like real weak spots there, and that defense, Carla, is going to be a problem for a young quarterback, for guys who are just kind of getting their feet wet. Dan Lanning is going to run the Trojans to death on Saturday, and Carly, make a good point about atmosphere, but maybe Autzen kind of gets some of its luster back with a win over the Trojans. At 7.
Can I throw a chaos scenario out there?
Yes, you can.
Can I throw a very fun chaos scenario out there?
Please do.
Let's pretend USC wins.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to entertain this for the mental health of my good friend Crappy. But
yes,
if Ohio State loses again to T-Sun, USC is in the title game over Michigan and Ohio State because of the SEC's ain't played nobody metric. USC's conference opponent win percentage is 481. Michigan's is 395. Ohio State's is 407.
Yep.
So if USC wins and Ohio State loses one conference game, USC, assuming they beat UCLA in the last game of the season,
pretty good assumption,
is in the Big Ten championship game. So you could potentially have Indiana USC as your Big Ten championship game. I kind of want that. I kind of want it. Oh, give me that. Give me that for stupid reasons.
That would
be a very fun game.
Absolutely.
But also, like, there's so many TV executives that are just punching air right there. They want an Indiana actually, they don't want Indiana. They want like USC, Ohio State. They want Michigan, Ohio State rematch for the Big Ten championship.
They want Oregon, Ohio State.
They want Oregon, Ohio State. They want helmet games. And Indiana, USC ain't it. Because as cool as USC can be, USC is the private school in LA. There's not a ton of alumni.
Right.
Like, that's just very fun to me to think about that. Just as, chaos scenarios, just throwing that out there.
It's a fun thing to think about.
But if Ohio State wins, it's Ohio State and Indiana, just LOL. So,
yes. At 7 on ESPN, not only do we have to continue talking about Pitt football, we have to talk about primetime Pitt football. Pitt at number 16, Georgia Tech. Tech is favored by 2.5. The AJ Fun Index is 62.5. Carla, what's going to happen with this one?
Okay, Pat Narduzzi, you said the Notre Dame game didn't matter, but this one did.
This one does.
Let's see how much you meant that. The Pitt offense didn't convert a single third down all last weekend. They were 0 for whatever on third downs. They gave up 14 points in 17 seconds in the first quarter. Pitt was definitely not it last weekend. No. That being said, neither was Georgia Tech. Right?
True.
And as AJ mentioned, Brett Key's interview after the game was hysterical. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. I'm sorry, Panthers. I think the pick here is Georgia Tech. I didn't see anything that impressed me in that Panthers secondary last weekend. The Pitt offense is inconsistent. I think after watching that post-game interview, that's all I needed to see. Brett Key's going to have his guys fired up for this one. Wreck at home.
AJ?
Yeah. I mean, here's what I think really sets the tone. Carla, what happened to Pitt's defense last week? Because Pitt has had a very good defense all year.
Yes.
But what happened? They
Jeremiah
faced
Love.
a very good running attack.
Yep.
You know who loves to run the ball? My
Georgia
children
Tech.
are asleep, so I'm going to try and do this quietly. Haynes King! I scooted back. I hope that was fine. Haynes King this year, I was trying to make sure that I had his stats correct. He has 148 carries for 807 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's also thrown the ball for 2,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Haynes King is your Heisman. I love you, Diego, but Haynes, your Heisman. In fact, I actually have Diego's stats pulled up. Diego's thrown for 2,400 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, but he's only run the ball for 613 yards and 7 touchdowns. Haynes King's your Heisman, in my opinion, of course.
Or Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love's fine.
Remember when we used to give the award to running backs once in a while?
Yep.
Yeah. But there's a potential that Haynes King goes for 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah.
That is very on the table. I can't see a way for Pitt. Jamal Haynes was back last week, and it really, I think, helped Haynes King to not have to carry the load that much. Jamal Haynes is the running back for Georgia Tech, but Haynes King is one of their leading rushers because Jamal Haynes has been out for a lot of this. I'm taking the wreck. Go Bees.
Pitt. Granted, playing a very, very good Notre Dame team, Pitt kind of got exposed. While the Yellow Jackets, I suspect, had a vigorous week of practice.
That's a nice way
I
of putting
think
it.
vigorous is
They're still having said vigorous week of practice.
Could be.
You ever seen 2-A-Days in November?
So Pitt probably a bit overrated. Notre Dame very, very good. That works out to the result that you saw last weekend. I think the Rec will be sharper in Bobby Dowd this week. Also a cool stadium, kind of a little urban bandbox kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're getting good buildings this week. They're going to be sharper. They're going to be better focused. And they are going to be as irritated as their coach seemed to be following last weekend's win at Boston College. Bad news for Pitt. at 7:30 on the American Broadcasting Company. This is a fun game. It's a fun game. Doesn't mean a lot but it's a fun one. And this is number 20 Tennessee at Florida. The Vols are favored by 4.5. The AJ Fun Index 57.5. AJ, how's this going to go?
I'm mad about the scheduling of this game. This game is a September game.
Yep.
Yes. And always had been, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a September game for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I am not thrilled with that because the SEC, we've talked about this before, but the SEC is very much moored in time to various particular weekends hosting particular games that the Big Ten isn't, other than like Michigan, Ohio State. That's basically it.
It is.
I am very interested to see how this game goes, because this game is usually stupid, but for they haven't played a ton of games yet reasons. Right. They're usually like this is game like 4, right? So neither team has a ton on tape. They've usually played a bunch of cupcake games by this point, and this is like the start of the SEC schedule for both of these teams. You've had a whole season of tape. That has not gone well for Tennessee in the past.
Yeah.
In particular, a particular season in 2001. 9/11 happens. All sports basically got postponed because they were terrified of people being in the same place. Kids, look it up. For all of Carla's students who are listening, I'm going to tell you a quick story about what happened right after 9/11. Everything stopped. There were no sporting events. The entire NFL weekend was canceled. The entire college football weekend was canceled. The World Series was postponed, I think, or the MLB playoffs were postponed a little bit too, because they wanted to make sure that like there weren't going to be large groups of people who could be attacked in the similar fashion. And one of the games that got moved was Tennessee, Florida. And Tennessee was having a really great season, and they moved it to November. They played it after Thanksgiving. I think they moved the entire schedule down by a week. I'm going to say a similar thing happens here, and Florida weirdly wins this game. Like, this feels like they got destroyed. Florida got destroyed 2 weeks ago, and it was like, oh, no, you lost that game. What game was that? Oh, when they got destroyed by Kentucky, 38-7.
Yeah.
And Holly Anderson of the Shutdown Fullcast and deep Tennessee fan said, it's going to be so funny when you guys beat us in 2 weeks. And I think she's right. And I'm picking Florida.
Carla, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. In honor of my daughter, chomp, go Gators. Florida is 17-3 in the last 20 years against Tennessee. This is bedlam. This is bedlam, where chaos happens, but Florida always wins. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the same thing.
Wait, really? They're 17-3?
17-3 in the past 20 years. Yes.
Wow. That one is blowing me away, because I'm always like, oh no, that game's, but it's always like Florida wins on like the last second Hail Mary and like weird scores. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They're all tight. Now the Vols have won 2 of the last 3, but if you remember, an unranked Florida team took number 8 Tennessee to overtime before they lost that game 23-17. It was one of those early season instant classics that we talked about. This game's in the Swamp. And hey, friends, this is a look-ahead game. The Vols have a huge game next weekend hosting Vandy.
Yep.
My notes here say, man alive, how funny would it be for Florida to win this game? AJ, I'm with you. Chomp. Go Gators.
If I can get my cat's butt out of the way. And apparently not. Apparently I can't do that.
Good evening, Charlie.
You, get down. Go. Move. There you go. Gotta look at my notes.
My cat's butt ate my notes. I couldn't take the test, Mr. Crappy.
What happened with your homework? A very good defense, that of the Gators. I guess a very good offense, that of the Volunteers. It's tough for me to. I would never pick against Holly Anderson. I'm not sure. I was not aware of 17-3. I don't think I would pick against that either. The Swamp is going to be rocking. It is a night game.
Yeah.
And this is a chance for the Gators fans, players, community, etc., to kind of get back a little something that they've missed this year. Florida's going to pull this one out in what I hope will be a ridiculous fashion, because that is basically what we're all rooting for. Boys and girls, you can hear the Carla and Crappy Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and a variety of other podcasting hosts. You can watch us on YouTube and or on the show's Facebook page. You can read Carla's fabulous notes on our Substack. If you like us, please subscribe, rate, and review to all of those places, because you can. If you don't, mind your own damn business. Be sure to come back next week, because we will find out how wrong we were, and we will be talking about Thanksgiving weekend and rivalry week. Rivalry week.
Rivalry week.
Final thoughts before we wrap this up. AJ, what you got?
We did get some breaking news pre-game or pre-show that the Pop-Tarts Bowl, again, continuing on. And if you go to the grocery store, by the way, they may still have them out there, but Pop-Tarts had specific Pop-Tarts Bowl boxes. There was a coupon on the front too, I think. But the Pop-Tarts themselves were the strawberry Pop-Tarts, and they had printed cartoons of the Pop-Tart mascot on the Pop-Tarts themselves. It was delightful. Yes, I ate the one that said, dreams really do come true. And they did. This year, according to Nicole Auerbach, we are getting 6 edible mascots. 6!
Woo.
Team Sprinkles versus Team Swirls.
That's tough.
3 on 3. Fans get to vote on which mascot team to sacrifice to Mouth Heaven at the end of the game, making this the biggest edible mascot sacrifice ever. Those are all real words.
So if I'm a fan of Team Sprinkles, I'm voting for Team Swirly.
No, you're voting for Team
to get
Sprinkles.
Sacrificed.
They want to go to Mount
They
Heaven.
want to go to. Oh, okay.
This has been the lore. They want to be eaten. It is their life goal to be eaten. So you want your team to win. And your media bowl projections. This was a month ago. I need to see some. I need to see the bowl projections. One of the bowl projections, Carla was saying, "Hey, if Penn State makes it to a bowl, they might be coming to the Music City Bowl." I saw one which was Pitt, Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl.
In the Pinstripe Bowl, yes.
And listen, if you're not going to play a home and home, play at a Yankee Stadium. Why not?
I haven't opened any of the strawberry ones. But I got a box of the strawberry ones with coupon with this. It was a buy one get one thing, I think, or buy one discount something. The other flavor I took a flyer on frosted cinnamon roll, and it is life changing. Just some advice for your future Pop-Tart consumption.
Big news there.
Yeah. AJ, anything else?
FCS rivalry week is this week. Brawl of the Wild, which, by the way, I'm real mad the game day went to Oregon USC. A perfectly fine game to go to. Let's not kid ourselves. However, when Brawl of the Wild, Montana State is right there, and also that is a number 2 versus number 3 game in rivalry week. This game is in Bozeman at Montana. I am very interested to see what happens here. North Dakota State appears to be running away with this entire scene. But you get Montana State. They could have also gone Lehigh Lafayette, which is the first time I think that's a ranked FCS or ranked Lehigh Lafayette, the rivalry. It's the oldest rivalry game in the country.
Yes.
That's number 4 versus number 24. That's Lehigh going to Lafayette. And then Harvard Yale, the big game. The little big game. Harvard goes to Yale. That's number 10 versus number 25. North Dakota hosts South Dakota State. And it's ranked rivalry week And I think that's a super fun time. So check out the FCS schedules. I'm guessing most of these games are going to be on ESPN2. I just want to check the Montana State game. That is on ESPN Plus at 2 p.m. Harvard Yale will be on ESPNU at noon. That's a nationally televised game for them.
There you go.
And the oldest rivalry, 12:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. So the Mouse has all three on various actual linear networks and streaming. So check out the FCS. D2, D3 are headed to the playoffs. So you'll see selections here, or the selection shows were last weekend.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so FCS will get theirs this weekend.
Okay. Excellent. Carla, what you looking for this weekend?
Just two quick ones. I would be remiss not to mention this. AJ, it's City Game Week.
That's right.
Duquesne at Robert Morris. This is a bitter rivalry, particularly in basketball, but it's becoming one in football as well. That game's at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it on ESPN Plus. It's not only is it a rivalry game, it's last game of the year, senior day for Bob. Duquesne should probably win that game, but weird things happen in this one because of the rivalry, since the two teams are so close to each other. So pay attention to that one. If you've got your ESPN Plus fired up to watch all the CUSA stuff, put this on your radar because you'll already be there. And then finally, I already mentioned it, but Nebraska at Penn State, that's at 7 on NBC. Penn State is favored by 9.5 at home. Line is 44.5. Credit to the Penn State defense, I think, is the reason for that, for the fun index there. The Penn State defense played really great last weekend. I'll be looking to see that. And it's senior night at Beaver Stadium. So that's going to be quite the atmosphere. Nittany Lions win, and then you got to beat Rutgers, and then we're in a bowl game. So I'll be watching that one on Saturday night, along with all the other stuff we've got going. Once I get home from, hopefully, an MTSU win on Saturday afternoon.
Hopefully a dry MTSU.
That too. It's supposed to stop raining like around lunchtime, so I'm hoping so our show might be wet, but hopefully the game will be dry. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. One thing, not to discuss an actual game or to discuss a game that's going to happen in a few weeks. Army released the photographs of its uniforms for the Army Navy game last week. They're cool. Marbled white, silver helmet. Very much a monochromatic kind of thing. Army logo on the side. 1775. Two really cool details. The lettering is based on the lettering that was used to draft the United States Constitution, and the numbers are outlined in a subtle purple because of the medal that was founded by General George Washington for the sacrifices of soldiers, that is now known as the Purple Heart. They're cool. Navy released its uniforms today, and they are badass. It's kind of a faded sort of denim-y blue, which is replicates the color that was issued to the first sailors. The rest of the details of the uniform are based on not the Constitution, the document, but the Constitution, the USS Constitution, as in the oldest ship still afloat, that could not be destroyed. Old Ironsides could not be destroyed in the War of 1812. The uniform is loaded with details like from that. The gold helmet, picture of Old Ironsides on one side, and on the other side is this. It's like a monogram. Apparently, it's featured in a building in the campus in Annapolis, but it's an interlocking U.S. and U.S. Navy with an anchor behind it. Look it up; it's really cool. And if you were a Navy fan or a Navy person, it would make an awesome tattoo. And Carla, I'm suggesting that you. I mean, we've got a few weeks before Army Navy. I'm suggesting that you get this as a tattoo. Prior
Can I just
to
go buy a jersey?
You could. They actually put those on T-shirts, which I'm like, oh, that's really cool. We will talk about Army Navy, the game, when we have when you have that opportunity.
I'm looking.
But if we're talking about the uniforms, Navy has a substantial lead.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Army uniform, and they very clearly have made the fabric have almost like a smoky background.
It's meant to be marble.
It's meant to be marble.
The
Yeah.
strength.
It looks so dirty. It looks like these jerseys are pre-dirty. That's what it looks like to me. The Navy jerseys are so good. I need you to go look them up. Sports Illustrated has an article featuring both.
Front Office Sports has them both also.
Honestly, these Navy jerseys are so clean.
If you go to the sites of each athletic department, they will explain what the features are, what they mean. It's a really cool breakdown, and I would urge you guys to do that.
The rope, there's a rope trim on the Navy jerseys that is just that's delightful. Oh man, I'm sorry, Army. Navy's winning off the uniforms alone. God bless, these are good.
The game is still a few weeks away, and Navy already has a lead.
Oh yeah, that's a long sleeve T-shirt. Yeah, that's happening.
There you go.
That's totally happening.
As far as actual football goes, we've discussed CMU, what they're doing. OU's time warp, as far as its relationship to our show, is over as of tonight. They play Buffalo on Friday of Thanksgiving weekend. I believe I said that already. And then we've already noted that Ohio State hosts Rutgers in the biggest game of the weekend because it's on Big Nude. So I'm just going to sit on the couch and let college football wash over me on Saturday. And I urge you to do the same. AJ and Carla, thank you very much. You guys, hopefully I can edit this to the point where you won't realize that we had technical difficulties, but we had technical difficulties today. So I appreciate your patience getting through all this stuff, picking every single game that we did. And
for those of you listening at home, we're finishing the show just a few minutes before midnight Eastern, so that tells you how our night's gone.
It's been fun. Boys and girls, thank you again, as always, for watching, for listening, for reading, for doing all the things you do for the show. There's fun stuff this weekend. Check out some of the FCS games. The matchups there are incredible. And then come back next week, boys and girls. It's Michigan week. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It's rivalry week. Best season of the whole, best week of the whole regular season, and it is right there. It is right in our faces. Enjoy the games this weekend, everybody, and come back and see us next week. We will talk to you then. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.